We have a letter.
Oh, good.
This involves a story you had, Christy, yesterday about the great movie Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Do you have the story?
Yeah, Buffalo Bill's home from that movie back in 1991 has been put up for sale. The 3-story house located in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania. Much of the home's exterior, as well as some of the rooms featured in the film, remain largely unchanged. It's on about 2 acres of property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I think it's listed for $298,500.
I mean, some of the movie was... typically in movies, they only use the exteriors of houses, but they filmed part of it inside that house.
Yeah, it's a cool house. It's really cool.
Of course, we're all wondering if there really is a pit there. I'm assuming that there isn't.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's not listed.
No, that wasn't in the listing. Of course, being a real estate geek, I went through the whole thing. You probably need an extra sump pump, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. You'd want one, for sure. If you're buying a house, you fall in love with it, you find out there's a pit. You buy it anyway? You fill in the pit?
I don't know.
Come with me on this scenario. Man, oh, man.
I don't think I would.
I know a guy that bought a house that had a underground bomb shelter.
Oh, that's a plus, I think.
Yeah. Tearing it out was a bear.
Why would you tear it out?
Yeah. That's an optimist.
Why wouldn't you just leave it there?
Make it a wine cellar.
Just add it to the list of family secrets. And
There's a lot of concrete, a lot of rebar.
if it's air conditioned, you can add that to the square footage.
Heck yeah.
And then you get taxed more.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very convenient. Here's a space we never use. It looks to me like it's furnished. Tax roll, cha-ching. You know, they tore it out, but
wow.
It was amazing. I mean, it was really vintage 50s. Had all the canned goods from way back then. Fading picture of Dwight Eisenhower. Stick your ass under the desk.
Wow.
Duck and cover.
So why did I ask you to redo the story about...
why did you ask us to redo this?
We got a nice letter here.
There's only one reason, Tom. I'm Clarice Starling, Mr. Lecter. Can I help you?
When you came in, multiple MIGs next door, he hissed at you.
Yes.
What did he say?
He said he could smell my...
I, however, cannot.
Hey, Dr. Lecter, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have a dinner party tonight. I might get a Merlot. I might get a Pinot. What kind of wine do you think I should get?
I think you should go with a nice... Chianti.
That's not how you pronounce it.
It's another show. Ask Dr. Lecter.
I love it. This might be... I don't know how old this would get now fast, but that never mattered on this show before.
And Clarice could take the calls. Hello, is the caller there?
Is this what we got a letter about? They wanted to hear.
I'm sorry. Christy, returning.
Evidently, someone's a critic. This is $1 million bid we're doing here.
I just would like to hear... I'd like to hear Dr. Lecter.
I've never heard her more defeated in my life.
I'd like to hear Dr. Lecter's comments about the movie Sideways and the discussion about Merlot.
I enjoy Chianti.
They could put you, Dr. Lecter.
I'm not drinking any Merlot.
Hey, don't you wish this were satellite radio for just a second?
We could drop him down into Sideways.
Is this the Clarice show?
Hello, Buffalo Bill. How are you?
A long-time listener, first-time caller.
We have a weight limit for callers.
I just have one question for you.
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Are you a great big fat person?
If you haven't seen Silence of the Lambs, well, you've already left this broadcast.
You have no need.
So anyway, they're selling the house for this. Got a nice letter here. It says, "Good morning. Listening to your show on the way down to Fort Hood, Texas. Heard you talking about Silence of the Lambs house. That's where I'm from. I'm from a small town, Vanderbilt. I went to Connell's Area High School. If you look on the map from Perryopolis, it's all right there in that area. The house was owned by my 7th grade English teacher, Mrs. Lloyd."
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
How do you do in English? No report of a grade in that? When you took
judging by this
got
letter,
everything
I think
else.
you probably did okay.
It puts the spelling words on the paper.
Long-time listener. Well, thanks. Very cool letter. So we'll move on now.
The house comes with a caboose. That's what was most fascinating for me.
That's odd. Comes with a caboose.
Yes.
Does not come with lotion.
There's a caboose in the back.
You guys know my caboose story, right?
What caboose?
Don't you? Wasn't there across the country restaurants called Victoria Station or something?
Yes, absolutely.
In a train,
and that actually is this story. The short version of the story is there was a bar called the Boxcar in Ithaca, New York. And it was essentially, it was a bunch of train cars built around it. Anyway, yeah, a couple guys from Cornell ended up creating, I think it was called Victoria Station. Cool restaurant in trains. I was part of a project where we took a bar that was built of train cars and a caboose. And they were placed around a sort of standard building, and it was a really cool, fun bar. But you would enter through the caboose. It was a stairway, and then it was a huge, really popular place there for a while. But
there was an incident.
There was an incident. This was kind of pre-Fridays.
All right.
But the Fridays idea of having all the stuff everywhere, the hanging plants, and there'd be a canoe, and there'd be whatever,
right?
A bridle. There'd be stuff from horse barns, just all this just junk all over the place and on the walls. And if you've ever been in a caboose, at least this one, when you'd walk in, there was a shelf on either side. It was kind of a narrow hallway, and there was a shelf at about chin level. And there was a toilet up there, just with a potted plant in it.
Hanging on the wall?
No, sitting on this shelf. As you walked in, it was a narrow hallway in this caboose. And I don't know if all cabooses are like this, but this one was. And there was a toilet right there, like at chin level, but it was, obviously not plumbed.
Right.
It was just sitting there. And then there's all kinds of junk in this place, if you're getting a picture of this in your mind. And there was a potted plant inside the toilet. One especially crowded night. And again, you entered through the caboose. There'd be a line outside the bar, and people would kind of crowd in. They'd be let in two at a time and walk through the caboose into the big room. And during cleanup, it turned out that someone had defecated in that toilet. They'd gone to the trouble to remove the potted plant. And
now
did they put the plant back?
No.
Oh.
That's a busy night.
Yeah, but I always wondered, wow. How did they do that? Because the doorman would have been right there, taking the tick. Who knows? But what a bold move! Not even that drunk yet, probably.
Maybe it was your doorman. Maybe it was sending you a message.
Knows? That was rough. But cabooses are cool. You don't see them anymore, though.
No, you don't.
And I don't know what's the reason behind that. Do they have some kind of?
It doesn't explain the caboose. It's just there's a little like a shed in the back with the caboose next to it, and there's an outdoor pool. It's a very nice.
You always see little houses. Like sometimes they'll have a Ferris wheel for no reason.
Well, coming up, we have this news story about a guy that has created a little mini Disneyland in his backyard.
How about
for
that?
His grandkids. Probably the world's greatest grandfather ever.
Sure, the rides suck.
No, actually they don't.
Well, but have you ever been to Disney World, man? It's about the same ride.
What?
Some
of the greatest rides ever.
You just stand in line, and then you're
really people who honestly people who don't like Disney World really should be put on boats. And
they really should
sent to a different country.
Not exposed to the rest of us.
You don't like Disney World? Something's wrong with you.
Yes.
No, I met people who love it too much and will always wear Mickey Mouse shirts. And
whatever. Hey, let them have their joy. People don't complain about your love of the Washington Football Club.
I don't ever hardly mention it on here unless you talk about it and
Didn't he mention it 10 minutes ago?
Because they might get fined for forfeiting games, and I was going down a fun little alley there, I thought. But, of course, you, in the mood you're in today, you've yelled at Christy and Josh and me already.
Gentlemen, please.
Dr. Lecter, I'm glad you're here. We need some help.
Did you get Clarice to cool it a little bit?
It's my time.
Oh, I haven't even read this windbag, but I just saw the first 4 words, and 5 words. I heard you 2 idiots. I'm in. I am in.
That's not a vice president. That's a president. Baby.
I heard you 2 idiots.
Wait a second. Now, there are at least 4 idiots in here. Which 2?
It does not.
It does not specify.
No, it doesn't. But I do believe we may have corrected this at one point. It says, I heard you 2 idiots talking about Scooby-Doo saying Ruh-roh a couple of weeks ago. I just wanted to point out, Scooby-Doo has never said Ruh-roh in the history. It was the Jetsons' dog Astro, which we actually did discuss.
We kind of did cover that story.
Right.
But he knows he's going back to all the Scooby-Doos and checked to see if he said
according to him, has never said Ruh-roh ever in the history of the show.
So, this idiot noticed that, pal.
I will say this. I appreciate the correction. He's now the new vice president of the Junior Windbag Society.
Yes.
But I do think there's a problem with some of these cartoon dogs in that a little bit of plagiarism, I think.
Sure.
Do you think that would there be a Scooby-Doo without
Yeah, the
Astro?
original, the OG.
without Astro? And would there be a Scooby-Doo without Marmaduke?
Marmaduke is the OG right there.
Marmaduke. Did Marmaduke speak in the comic strip?
I don't think so.
No, he
about
just looked
Clifford?
goofy.
Yeah, just a big old.
Clifford, the big red dog.
Yeah.
That dog was way too big.
It
When
was
did the-
way too big.
Yeah.
Who was the drug dog? The one that like
McGruff.
McGruff, yeah.
Take a bite out of crime.
Yeah.
All
that-
crimes.
That
Yeah.
took off.
But I think that the Rutrow thing. I think wasn't that didn't Astro have more or less the same voice as Scooby?
Very similar.
Do you guys remember what
Very similar.
Astro's not his real original name? They adopted him in one of the episodes. Do you remember what his name was from the adoption?
Oh my gosh!
No.
I do not.
Actually, I think he was at a kill shelter. So
Oh my gosh.
Wait a second. I'm sorry.
What are you doing over there?
Well, at least they adopted him.
Yeah.
So they picked him up.
spay or neuter or adopt a pet today. Hey,
What was the
What
original
was
name?
the original name?
Oh yeah, I don't know. No, it's,
I do like that in the Jetsons, it's the future. They've solved a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Flying cars. Kill shelter's still an
they
issue.
still have an awful kill shelter. Yeah, it was Tralfaz. Remember this now?
No.
No? Yeah, Tralfaz. I think it's Tralfazz.
I must learn.
Yeah.
I'll